Alright guys, we're back for video number 2. And today's question is, what are the best supplements for men over 40? And why?
Okay. Okay, I'm over 40, as you might know, because I made this guy.
Right.
And the best supplements, I would say, in my own opinion, are, first of all, you gotta have your protein, your whey protein isolates, so that you can repair. You gotta have your branched chain amino acids, particularly leucine, for repair. You gotta have your omega-3s and your vitamin D3. I also like an old school supplement, which nobody really talks about. And that old school supplement is, I told you before, is beef liver aminos. Beef liver amino tablets. They are like a workout in a tablet. And they have at least 1 gram of protein, and they benefit your blood per each tablet. So I grab 10 for each meal, and that helps me in between workouts. Helps me to recover, helps me to build. And like I said, I only have a very limited time to work out due to my commercial driving schedule. So I like it. It helps. It helps a lot, both men and women.
And let me ask you another question. Still on the topic of supplements, what about different foods that you eat? Like your diet for being over 40, do you stay away from certain things? Do you notice that certain things are not as, don't metabolize as fast as they used to when you were younger, so now you know, take something else to get rid of it? I know we were talking about, what was it, digestive enzymes to get rid of, you know, certain foods that sit in you for a while. Do you notice that once you get over 40, you can't eat certain things you used to, or you can't burn off certain things, so you have to stay away from stuff, or you eat more of something now?
Now that's a good question, but I don't have a problem with anything I eat. Okay, I don't have a problem digesting anything, but that's only me. Now I do like the idea of digestive enzymes, because you can't go wrong with them. If you have a problem, you might need extra help with digestive enzymes, then by all means take them. But the thing about food is designed to work for the human body. So I always like to keep it like a protein source, a starchy carbohydrate source, and then a fibrous carbohydrate source. I'll give you an example. A lean steak, okay, red skin potatoes for my starchy carbs, and broccoli for my fibrous carbs.
Okay.
Now you can alternate. You don't have to use red meat. Okay, you can use fish, turkey, salmon, whatever. That's fish. But then you can use, for a starchy carb, you can use rice. You can use quinoa. All right. Fibrous carbs, you can use green beans, cauliflower.
Any green vegetable, that
really. Okay, asparagus.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
And when you use that combination, that will help you keep your weight down or maintain, instead of blowing up and getting, adding on extra unwanted pounds.
How about sugars? Do you have to stay away from certain sugars more now, or should you just not even have sugars anyway?
The correct answer?
Well, yeah. I mean, so being realistic. So being realistic, like, do you say should you not take in sugars more often than you normally would, or is it time to start cutting back on the sugars, or do you have to just see what your body's gonna say?
Okay, this is not a quick trick question.
No, it's not a trick question.
Okay.
No.
All right, you shouldn't be having any sugars.
Right.
Okay, the only sugars you should be having is your significant other.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the only sugars. But in a real world, all right, you got to cut it down. You got to back off of it. Push it away.
Right.
Okay? Now, if you get so much of a craving, you've been good, okay, for the whole week, you have a little, treat yourself to something small.
Right.
Treat yourself, because if you don't, what you're gonna do later on is you're gonna binge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Right.
So, yeah, a little bit, but as a treat, because you've been good.
Okay, so only take sugars to reward yourself,
Right.
and in a moderation, like
Right.
a little bit, not a whole
Right.
pie, but maybe it's like,
I got a confession to make.
oh, here we go. So this
Yo,
turned into confessions.
I got a confession. Hey, after a heavy workout, let's say after a heavy benching session, or a heavy back session, or a heavy leg session, I gotta admit, to reward myself, I have tasty cakes. Now, this is not a plug for tasty cakes, but I like them,
Right,
along with my protein shake.
right.
So I get that little spike and get that protein intake, and with that extra glucose, whatever, right? I get that intake of my branched chain amino acids, and then I get a little bit of muscle size added.
Right, it makes sense.
Okay.
Okay. And how about, last question, how about alcohol? How would you factor alcohol into a diet like that once you're over 40?
Once you're over 40, everybody has beer. Everybody, everywhere you go to, hey man, let's have a beer. Oh, I can't wait to get home. I'm gonna have a 6-pack. That's a no-no. Beer is estrogenic, meaning that it's going to give you a little more excess estrogen than you already have. You don't want that. So I would say, if you're going to have a beer, have a beer. But again, it's a reward. It's not an everyday thing.
How about
All right.
any alcohol? Like
Any alcohol? The correct answer is no alcohol.
Okay.
But in the realistic world, come on, we gotta have something
Yeah.
to take the edge off.
Right.
Something.
Right. Okay. So just don't overdo it.
Never
Never
overdo it.
okay.
First of all, overdoing it can lead to legal problems.
Right.
We don't want that.
No.
This is not that channel.
No, that's not what we're here for.
Okay.
That's not what we're here for. Okay. All right. So listen, you heard it here. Thanks for your questions. This is my father again speaking. This is the OG who gives me most of my advice, and I get a chance to regurgitate it to you guys. So you've heard it here.
Regurgitate.
Yeah.
Come on. Is that a good word for
What you want me
this?
to say? Repeat.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I get a chance to let you guys know what I've heard. And hopefully you learned something. Anything else you want to add to this?
No.
Okay, well stay tuned for the next video, and thanks for watching.